Now, overseas, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has announced a raft of new Covid-19 restriction, warning that Britain is at a perilous turning point. The new rules could last for 6 months.
In a major U-turn from his previous message, Mr. Johnson told office workers to now work from home where possible. Across the hospitality industry, all pubs, bars and restaurants will be restricted to table service only and must close at 10 p.m. Individuals may be fined £200 for not wearing a mask in places where masks are mandatory.
And to those who say we don't need this stuff and we should leave people to take their own risks, I say these risks are not our own. The tragic reality of having COVID is that your mild cough can be someone else's death knell.
To take this further, we're joined by foreign editor at the Straits Times, Bhagyashree Gareka. So Bhagya, as you know, Britain is seeing over 4,000 new cases each day, the same pace it was at the beginning of April. So for a bit of context first, how did the second wave come about in the country?
Firstly, you have the summer, which has ended, and now you have the autumn setting in. And in autumn, you have all these, seasonal viruses come in. So the fear is that with that, you have more cases. Certainly, I think the cases, like you mentioned, was 4,000 cases a day now. It's feared even to go up to 50,000 cases a day. Did people get a bit tired of the kind of restrictions that were being imposed, which were minimal actually, about maintaining basic hygiene, social distancing, and then there is the lockdown which was released. Now, once you have the opening up of the economy underway, you are going to see a certain amount of infections creeping up. There was summer travel, so it's a combination of all these factors. They were kind of bracing for it. But it's been very stark, and it's not just UK, it's other nations in Europe as well.
And what do you make of Mr. Johnson imposing the restrictions for 6 months? And what are the implications for Britain's economy?
6 months would actually cover the winter, autumn and winter, right? So possibly it's one factor possibly is that. And if you heard Mr. Johnson yesterday, he did say this is not it, meaning it could be worse. He could impose further, restrictions. And the foreign minister as well, I think today he said a second full national lockdown can't be, ruled out as well. So 6 months possibly is a safe thing. And I think they're fearing even 50,000 cases a day. So it's a reflection of that. Implications on the economy. It's a difficult challenge for a government anywhere. You are balancing these restrictions for health reasons, for saving lives, and you have livelihoods to take care of. Already, British economy, like economies elsewhere, has been showing a weak rate of growth, and that's going to continue. I think the estimates that one saw showed about 6% or even 15% lower than, the economic growth lower than it would have been before COVID. So certainly the impact of on economy is going to be there.
What are critics saying about how the government is handling the crisis?
Well, the critics are critical of a couple of things. First, that Britain isn't testing enough, isn't tracing as well enough. So I think their testing aim was to go up to 500,000 tests, but they require something like 1 million. This is going to happen by the end of October. So they're clearly short on that front. And the tracing mechanism apparently isn't as good either. But looking just at the reaction to the restrictions that Johnson announced yesterday, I think some polls showed that up to 70% of people in UK are supportive of the measures. And I think 45% of them think it could even go further. I think 10% or so say that they've been too strict.
Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show, Bhagya. We've been speaking to the Straits Times foreign editor, Bhagya Sri Gareka. Now head over to straitstimes.com for COVID-19 updates around the world.